Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Wednesday, the 21st of August, 2024. In today's Millwall news, the signing has been made. Not the one that we expected to be announced, the Daniel Kelly one, but Femi Azeez. This is from millfc.co.uk. Millwall complete Femi Azeez signing. Bosh. Have it. Millwall Football Club is delighted to announce the signing of Femi Azeez from Reading. The 23-year-old puts pen to paper on a long-term deal for an undisclosed fee and becomes the Lions' sixth signing of the summer transfer window. Spending his early career at Wealdstone, Azeez joined the Royals in September 2019. He quickly began to gain experience in the Sky Bet Championship, scoring his first goals back-to-back in his third and fourth appearances for the Berkshire outfit against Preston North End and Bristol City respectively. 2 seasons in the second tier saw Azeez establish himself as an exciting forward, with the 23-24 campaign a healthy one for the Englishman, scoring 9 times. Azeez has played for Reading in 24-25 and will now look to form a part of Neil Harris's squad across the season. He will wear the shirt number 11 and is available for selection for Saturday's trip to Hull City. Femi is a target we've been working on for a number of months, said Steve Gallen, the Lions director of football. We're really pleased to bring him in after watching him numerous times last season, where he really impressed. He's quick, dynamic, he takes players on and he gets crosses into the box, and he loves to score a goal. He's played in a good young Reading side, and he's the exact type of signing we want to bring into the football club. His tally for goals and assists in League One were impressive, and I wish him the very best with us here at Millwall. So there you go. Done and done. Now, why haven't announced the Daniel Kelly one? Are they teasing us? They're teasing us. They are obviously, there is a surfeiture of good news, so they're stretching it out. I imagine that might be announced tomorrow, and they're spreading it out. Now, moving on to this, photos from Femi's first day at Millwall. If you're not on social media, a photograph was leaked around about 5 o'clock, I guess, somewhere around then. And we had to wait until about 8 o'clock until this was announced officially. So, although the Southwark News did put out an article which was behind a paywall, their News at 10 Plus service, that I didn't get to see, basically saying, oh, here's what Millwall's new number 11 is like. It's like, oh, okay. So it's official then? Oh, I don't know if they broke the embargo, but that seemed a bit cheeky. So, Femi Azeez is a Lion. The 23-year-old was present at the Den on Wednesday as he put pen to paper on a long-term contract. A gallery of images from AC16 can be seen below as signing number 6 arrives. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a new dressing room. The players have had the dressing room tarted up this season. There you can see. There he is, and here he is doing his interview. That's also on Millwall TV, if you've subscribed to that. There he is doing the old shorts for the social media, and there he is obviously signing the contract, wearing of course the training top, because obviously Wicket Group sponsor the training tops, and they are a sponsor of Millwall, so we need to get that in there as well. And there he is, number 11. Fantastic stuff. So we'll see if he features against Hull, but we do have some news about that game. So this is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Millwall head coach Neil Harris provides injury update ahead of Hull City, including Simon Fleming's latest state of play. So we have an injury update. Defender Murray Wallace will be back in Millwall squad for their championship match at Hull City on Saturday. The Scot was forced off in the friendly against Nottingham Forest with ankle ligament damage, but Wallace, also ruled out of last season's running due to a back fracture, has boosted the defensive options of head coach Neil Harris, who also welcomes Japhet Tanganga back from suspension. Jafet was a vitally important player for us last season, for 10 weeks of last season, and his performances in the Millwall shirt sort of gravitated him towards superstar status with the fan base, said Harris. Understandably, he's very, very good. We worked extremely hard over the summer on a deal to bring Jafet in, and I'm delighted he's here and excited by working with him. He naturally comes back into the squad at the weekend. Is it the right game for him to go back into? Well, we'll have to decide. We know we're not light on defensive options, but Murray coming back is a class pro, a great bloke, and a really popular figure. Murray being back in the group leads to training standards, professional standards, and to drive. He's a warrior, a winner, hardline defender, and we need that mentality at the moment. Playmaker Zion Fleming Playmaker Zion Fleming has missed all the matches so far with a calf issue. We were hoping for this weekend, but that might just come too soon for him, said Harris. We're certainly looking towards the Sheffield Wednesday game. Zion is slightly longer than we anticipated. We hope he's back soon because we miss him as an option in the group. We want as many options as possible. Midfielder Billy Mitchell, quad, is expected to be absent until October. So Zion has been relegated to an option. Yes, we have been scoring quite a lot of goals without Mr. Fleming in the squad, haven't we? And the problem has been at the defensive options. So does Zion Fleming go straight back into the team? And who's coming out? Where does Femi Azeez go into the team? Interesting times ahead, ladies and gentlemen. Now, moving on to this, talking about Tanganga. This is from the southernnews.co.uk, talking about Jafet Tanganga. Tanganga poised to travel Millwall squad to Hull. Manager Neil Harris says he has no concerns Jafet Tanganga is fit and ready to go straight back into Millwall's defence if asked to do so at Hull this weekend. The central defender became a key summer transfer target over the summer after a successful loan spell at the Den from Spurs last season, and the Lions' patience was rewarded last month when the 25-year-old penned a permanent deal at the Den. Tanganga has been frustrated spectator in the opening 3 games of the campaign while serving a 3-match game suspension following his dismissal at Swansea on the final day. But now the former Tottenham player is finally available again for the trip to Humberside. Harris faces a welcome decision over whether to start or maybe introduce him from the bench. The boss said, Jafet played for the under-21s last week at the Den against Burnley. He came through 90 minutes unscathed. He's played minutes in pre-season after coming in late, and he's trained in every session since he's been here, Whether he goes straight into the team or whether he goes back into the group, it's not a debate. He will certainly go back into the travelling party. It will be just a balance of whether Saturday's the right game to put him in straight back in or not. Harris is excited by the trip to Hull to face a team who have drawn both of their championship games under former Hamburg boss Tim Walter, who landed the Tigers a gig during a close season. The Den chief explained, it's very interesting to watch them. I've watched their first 3 games of the season. They're completely different to any championship team I've seen in the way they play, the way they rotate, the way they run out of shape, and the way they take risks. You can see that they're definitely a work in progress under a new manager, and that's played in that system at the highest level in Germany. And it will be really interesting for us, a real challenge for us, and I'm looking forward to it. We've lost 2 games out of 3. We won quite comfortably at Portsmouth in the cup tie, and in the 2 championship games we've attacked really well, scored goals, created loads of chances, and now we need to do better defensively. We know that, and this game will give us a good opportunity, to put all that into practice, and we want to keep attacking well, but also to find that clean sheet mentality, which is clearly lacking at the moment. If we get our mentality right, then we're going to be a match for anybody in this division. Indeed, indeed, indeed. We are still, at this moment, pointless. We are one of only 3 teams that are pointless, although the other 2 are goalless and pointless. We are actually one of the highest goal scorers in the league. Can we get any points on Saturday? How many points will we get? Will it be 1 point or 3 points? Who knows? Now, moving on to this from the southernnews.co.uk. Gaffer wants Massey's rise to inspire young lions. Alfie Massey's new contract will give Mill's academy youngsters something to aim for, according to Den boss Neil Harris. The 18-year-old has been on the bench for both championship games this season and made a senior starting debut in last Tuesday's Carabao Cup success at Portsmouth. Following that match, the young midfielder capped a memorable week on Friday morning by penning an upgraded deal with the Lions. Mill's manager knows it's still early days for the teenagers and eager to point out Massey's involvement in the first team squad will be gradual. But the decision to offer fresh terms will give renewed hope to other kids trying to break through, as well as possibly giving some of those who moved on food for thought. Harris told News Den, Alfie would love as a Millwall supporter to be starting every game for Millwall, but he also knows that he's played a very limited amount of under-21s football. He knows his pathways with us. What we wanted to do as a football club is reward that and show that pathway, not just to him, but to the other lads. We've had contractual issues over the summer where maybe some lads thought the grass was greener on the other side. Well, more for you, look at Alfie Massey. And he's committed to the football club, he believes in the football club. And he wants to be here, I gave him his opportunity, as I promised the young lads will get their opportunity when they deserve it. And he's took it and he signed a new 3-year contract for the football club. And he deserves it, because I believe in him, we believe in him, and I want to see him flourish. The boss added, he's took it and he signed a new 3-year contract for the football club. He deserves it. They've repeated the same thing twice. Okay. Alfie's not going to be a first team regular this season. We'll have to be patient with him and find a way at the right times. Ultimately, we want Alfie Massey in the Millwall shirt in 2, 3, 5 years' time, just like Billy Mitchell's been. Interesting stuff. Obviously, again, another one. Jumping from, realistically, the under-18s to the first team. Romain SA did that. Alfie Masseys did that. They had played in a few under-21 games, mostly as substitutes, but they want regular starters. And he's kind of jumped to the front of the queue, overtaking like Shamal Lawson. So we'll see how we go there. Now, on to this. South Bermondsey Station will be closed on the 27th of August. Okay, what's that about? That is a Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. That is a Tuesday. That is next Tuesday, when we are playing Leyton Orient at home in the Carabao Cup second round. Oh dear. Mill supporters heading to the Den for the Lions Carabao Cup match against Leyton Orient on Tuesday the 27th of August should plan their journey. Due to engineering works taking place on the lines that serve South Bermondsey, there will be no trains at this station pre or post match. Please plan your journey ahead of match day with Surrey Quays, Canada Water and Bermondsey tube stations operating as normal. Right, okay, so this is a bit weird. This is from southernrailway.com. 27th of August. Crystal Palace closure. It's bloody Crystal Palace. That's what's going on. They've screwed it up. So, weirdly and bizarrely, the 26th is a bank holiday. It's very early this year. For some reason, I guess they don't want to have... I guess because it's called the August bank holiday, it needs to be in August rather than on what would that be, the 2nd of September. It has to be in August for some reason, but rather bizarre having it on the 26th. So during this week, when they expect it to be very quiet, they are doing massive track renewal and tunnel works in the Crystal Palace area. So let's have a look at this. So no trains between Streatham Hill and Crystal Palace or Norwood Junction from Saturday the 24th so I don't know if it's going to affect you going to the whole game. Well, you need to be there for 5 a.m. so obviously the trains to get the coach, if you're getting a coach, so the trains ain't helping you there anyway, to Sunday the 1st of September. So that's going to affect the Sheffield Wednesday game as well then. Oh, okay. So yes. Engineering work is taking place between Streatham Mill and Norwood Junction, closing all lines throughout the week, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So it's different days, different effects, so you can read that if you want, but what's affecting us is Tuesday to Friday. No trains will run between Streatham Mill and Crystal Palace or Norwood Junction. London Bridge to Beckenham Junction trains will not run on any part of their route. London Victoria to London Bridge trains will only run between London Victoria and Streatham Hill. Yeah, they normally carry on and go up via New Cross Gate to London Bridge. That is not happening. London Victoria to West Croydon trains will only run between London Victoria and Streatham Hill, and only between 7 and 9 a.m. and between 4 and 6 for the rush hour. And no replacement buses will run. Yeah, they tell you use your stuff on the TfL buses. Okay. So this is going to affect the Saturday Sheffield Wednesday game as well. But it doesn't tell you about the other week. So yeah, what's happening? So normally at South Bermondsey, there's 4 trains an hour. 2 going in, 2 going down. One is going to East Croydon via Norbury. One is going to Beckenham Junction. And vice versa. And I think, so I had a look, the trains are still on the schedule to run. They're still there. So what I think is, for safety reasons, they will not let you go and get off at South Bermondsey. They're going to run the trains through from, what would that be, London Bridge to Queens Road Peckham. So that's going to be it. So I would suggest not, if you can avoid it, don't go through London Bridge. You'd have to probably get to Surrey Quays, maybe go to New Cross Gate. So if you do go through London Bridge, you would have to go to New Cross Gate, get off there and walk up. Go to New Cross, walk along, like the old days when it was New Cross and New Cross Gate were the stations that were closer to the Coldblow Lane, the Den Stadium. So you're gonna have to do that. And if while we're here, I didn't figure that out. So the Sheffield Wednesday game, this one, it's the same shit, but so it just says Saturday and Sunday, Monday, which is there, and then it says Tuesday to Friday, which is the 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th, but it doesn't say after that for the 31st. So I'll check on that. And get back to you. That's going to be annoying. 2 games in a week. Fucked up because of the fucking engineering works at Crystal Palace. So there you go. Now, moving on to a rather horrifying and sad story. Bizarre circumstances. You may remember this footballer who used to play for us as a junior. Played 2 times for the first team. Footballer Kiernan Hughes Mason left toddler brain damage after violent assault in Essex. Yes. Damn. A non-league footballer who beat a 2-year-old child, 2 years old, so badly doctors compared her injuries to those of a high-speed crash victim, has been found guilty of child cruelty. Kiernan Hughes Mason, 32, left the girl with life-changing brain injuries, so a 2-year-old girl, and in need of round-the-clock care following the attack in Westcliff-on-Sea in Essex in January 2020. So this is before lockdown, and this has taken this long to get to court. 4 years. Funny that. I mean, we're seeing people locked up for social media posts in like 2 weeks. This has taken 4 years to get to court. At trial, where Hughes Mason was convicted of grievous bodily harm and child cruelty, prosecutors said the injuries were similar to those inflicted by a fall from several stories. During a 15-year... Oh, this is from ITV.com, by the way, Anglia, their Anglia site, news site. During a 15-year career, Hughes Mason started off at Millwall and later played for the social media team #United, most recently serving as manager of Tower Hamlets FC. Hughes Mason called paramedics while looking after his ex-partner's daughter on the 31st of January 2020. He claimed at first that he had been downstairs when he heard a bang from her bedroom and believed she had fallen on a dollhouse, leaving her conscious but unresponsive. Paramedics took her to hospital when she was put into an induced coma and then taken to Great Ormond Street Hospital. Doctors found 17 different injuries to her legs, back, face and chest, which are thought to have been inflicted between October 2019 and January 2020. So systematic. So it wasn't a one-off incident. This was going on for a number of months. She remained in a coma for 14 days and suffered life-changing brain injuries, which means she needs 24-hour care. Hughes Mason was arrested on 14th of February 2020. During the investigation, officers found on Hughes Mason's phone messages sent to friends in which he described how hangry caring for the girl made him, including telling one person, "She's actually getting on my nerves and I'm gonna hit her." In closing speeches, the prosecution barrister said, the experts are all unanimously of the view that the child's devastating head and brain injuries could not have been caused accidentally while she was alone in her room. Hughes Mason was keen from the outset to portray himself to the police as a doting stepfather who treated the children as his own, saying how much he loved them. Yet in his text messages written at the time, he constantly referred to them as your children or your child to the child's mother. He regularly belittled them, talked about them as if they were stupid and put them down. In respect of the head and brain injury that the child suffered, the experts all agree that the pattern of injuries found is consistent with the child having been vigorously shaken with her head likely being hit against a hard surface. The only explanation for the pattern of injuries suffered by the child was that they were inflicted by this defendant and inflicted deliberately. Following Hughes Mason's conviction, the victim's family said, "We finally have a verdict and that man is now held accountable for what he did to our little girl. We've had to go through what no family should ever have to experience, and our girl is going to bear the consequences of what he has done to her for the rest of her life." Detective Sergeant Ellie Nudd of Essex Police's Child Abuse Investigation Team said, "This conviction is important. Hughes Mason denied responsibility for all of the child's injuries, pointing the finger at others or blaming them on accidents. The little girl will never recover from the injuries she sustained from this violent attack. The doctors were clear about the extent of the injuries, and they were equivalent to a high-speed crash and would have had to been the result of a violent assault. He will be sentenced on the 10th of September at Basildon Crown Court." So yeah, that's rather grim, and he was found guilty. He didn't plead guilty, even though there were text messages there. So obviously unable to face up to what he's done there. I mean, that is a really fucked up thing to do, to beat a little child. Damn, I mean, now if you didn't know who Kian Hughes Mason is, you may not remember him. I do. I remember he made his debut at the Den. It's quite exciting because he was a decent under 21, I think it was at the time, player. Seen him play a few times for that team. Made his come into the team, and he was very nervous, and it showed. So that was the writing on the wall after that. And here we go. This is his Wikipedia page, and you can see obviously started at Arsenal, went to Tottenham, then come to Millwall. Played 2 times for Millwall, although I think this only includes league appearances. So he may have played other games in like the Football League Trophy. Went out on loan while at Millwall to Cheltenham and then to Tottenham Mitch and then Chelmsford City. And then he's one of these players who basically every year he's got a different club. Went out to Kettering Town, Grimsby Town, Welling, played 54 games for them, scored 11 goals. Had a couple of years at Leatherhead, played the most for them, 112 games in 2 years. Hastings United, 27 appearances, 14 goals. And you can see that every year he's moving on. So that suggests in the non-league, when that happens, it's basically you're just chasing the money. Because whatever you're earning in your match fee at this level is probably not pro. This is, I think maybe a pro at the top. Some of them at the top, but when he's going down to Wharton Casuals and Hastings and Grays and etc., you're just getting match fees, and so you'll be looking around just trying to get an increase in your match fees, and he's like off as soon as the season's gone. He's off because someone down the road is offering £10 more a match. So he even went to New Zealand at a time, to North Wellington and Tasman United. So damn, bro, that's kind of sad, and you can see. So this happened. I don't know why it's taken them so long. This happened in 2020. The trial's now in August 2024, and since that happened, he's been playing for #United. I don't know if they knew about it. I don't know if you have to disclose that. Saffron Walden, Tilbury, Tower Hamlets, where he was a manager there. So he's certainly almost looking at a custodial sentence, and kind of sad because I do remember him playing for Millwall Juniors and the youth team, the reserve team, whatever you call it, and making his debut, and didn't really work out for them. It's kind of been downhill since. So there you go. Now we're going to finish on a light note after that horrific story. No, thank you. This is from the Irish Mirror. So the Irish Mirror, irishmirror.ie. Okay, for some reason there's a shit advert I can't get rid of. Football fans baffled by random Texas town with streets named after EFL clubs. Have you seen this? Mckinney, which is located north of Dallas. Yeah, it's a suburb of Dallas, Texas. Well, they don't call it suburb. It's in the Dallas metro area because it's technically its own city. They have their own rules and government, but it's basically part of Dallas. People who live there probably commute to Dallas, etc. It's home to several bizarre streets named after English football clubs, including Port Vale, Millwall, and Gillingham. Can you imagine them saying, "I live on Millwall Drive and Gillingham"? So let's have a look. English football fans have been left baffled after discovering a town in Texas, USA, adopted the names of several Premier League and EFL clubs for its streets. Mckinney, which is located to the north of Dallas and has a population of around 195,000, caused a stir in Facebook's football home and away group after a member shared a snap of the area. "Still can't believe there's a random area in Texas where loads of streets are named after EFL teams," the post read. Indeed, the snap reveals streets including Port Vale Drive, Blackpool Lane, and Millwall Drive to the south. Obviously, with numerous more to the north, such as Barnsley Drive, Gillingham, and Crawley. Other clubs bestowed the honour appear to be Reading, Portsmouth, Peterborough, Southampton, Burnley, Middlesbrough, Crewe, Cardiff, Ipswich, and Leyton. Although they didn't do the Leyton Orient, so does that really count? No. And you can see it here. Millwall Drive. Search for Millwall Drive, Texas, and it should come up on your maps. A couple more, Bristol Drive and Sheffield Drive, could refer to both of either City and Rovers and Wednesday United respectively. Meanwhile, the majority of clubs appear to be together in League One in seasons 12 and 13 and 13 and 14. So maybe they just saw the table printed in the USA Today or whatever they've got and thought I'll just nick the names from that. The junction of Millwall Drive and Blackpool Lane must be pretty rough. Joke one person in response. Is it an evil plan by the state of Texas to have those EFL teams shipped over there? Pondered another in jest. A random part of North Dallas, added a third. Looks like it's all new build and still not finished, whilst the fourth was left amazed. Just searched it on Google Maps. That is hilarious. Ha 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 ha. One American weighed in with this theory behind the naming, revealing it could have been done to potentially boost the value of properties in the area. He said, because we have a lot of cookie-cutter subdivisions that need names, and because to most of us Americans, anything British sounds expensive, you could call a nondescript trailer park Millwall Manor or Croydon Heights, and people would say, "Ooh, that's fancy." According to visitmckinney.com, the city offers visitors the perfect getaway to the destination in Texas with our tree-lined streets, historic downtown, and comfortable pace and tight-knit creative community. So there you go. Isn't that funny? Now, obviously, they have gone into overdrive in Texas, building these giant amount of homes and houses, etc. Not flats, homes and houses, because everyone's leaving California and New York and other states that have been overcome by leftism. So, and there's no income tax in Texas, I believe. So it's an attractive area to come to. So there you go, Millwall Drive. Would you want to live on Millwall Drive in Texas, in McKinney, Texas? There you go. There is a school nearby as well. Something Eves Elementary School. So they do have a school, even though obviously this is a new build area. So there you go. And on that note, everyone, thank you for watching and goodbye.